Hello fellow party animals. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of science, psychology, and everything in between. I'm your host, and today, we have an eye-opening topic that will challenge some commonly held beliefs about heavy drinkers. You know, we've all seen it before, those legendary nights when someone becomes the life of the party, knocking back drink after drink without a care in the world. But have you ever wondered what happens to their cognitive abilities after they've had one too many? Today, we're taking a closer look at whether heavy drinkers truly function any better than light drinkers when put to the test. To find out the truth, we conducted a groundbreaking study involving a group of heavy drinkers and a group of light drinkers. We put them through a series of tasks that tested their cognitive functions, memory, and problem-solving skills both before and after a night of binge drinking. What we discovered was both surprising and thought-provoking. Contrary to popular belief, heavy drinkers did not demonstrate any significant advantage over light drinkers in these tasks, even after a night of excessive drinking. In fact, some of the results were quite alarming, but why is this the case? What is it about heavy drinking that doesn't translate into enhanced cognitive abilities? Join us on this journey as we explore the underlying mechanisms and delve into the science behind alcohol's impact on our brain. We've brought in renowned scientists, psychologists, and medical professionals who will shed light on the effects of alcohol on our cognitive functions, debunking myths and revealing surprising insights along the way. So, if you've ever wondered whether your party-hard friend is truly a genius in disguise or just an illusion of alcohol-induced confidence, this is the video for you. Prepare to challenge your preconceptions and discover the truth about heavy drinking and cognitive performance. Don't forget.
According to a recent study, the notion that heavy drinkers can hold their liquor is untrue. Instead, up to 3 hours after consuming an alcoholic beverage made to resemble their usual practices, patients with alcohol use disorder, which was once known as alcoholism, severely underperformed on cognitive and motor tasks. According to study co-author Nathan Didier, a research analyst at the Clinical Addictions Research Laboratory at the University of Chicago, it seems to be a popular perception that experienced drinkers can handle their liquor, like two cowboys in a bar in a drinking competition, and they have some macho strength to take in so much alcohol and handle it. Andrea King, a professor of psychiatry and behavioral neuroscience at the University of Chicago and the senior author of the study, claimed that the notion that a person might develop an alcohol tolerance at increasing exposures is everywhere, all over social media, movies, you name it. According to King, an expert in studies on alcohol rehabilitation, our study found some support for an increase in tolerance, but it really depends on how much alcohol is consumed, how quickly, and how much time has passed since the drinking. According to King, this result is significant because binge drinking is on the rise, and only about 10% of people with alcohol use disorder go into treatment. Binge drinking is when a man or woman consumes 5 or more drinks within the first 2 hours of drinking. Some people engage in high-intensity drinking, which is a step above simple binging. This style of drinking is defined by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism as consuming twice as much alcohol as binge drinking. This dangerous drinking pattern means 8 or more drinks for women and 10 or more for men on one occasion, the institution warned on its website. The research article that appeared in Alcohol, Clinical and Experimental Research on Sunday. It examined 3 groups of young adults who drank, most of whom were in their 20s and took part in the Chicago Social Drinking Project, a continuing investigation King began in 2004. Among the 397 participants were occasional drinkers, frequent social drinkers, and people with alcohol addiction disorders. According to King, light drinkers are those who don't binge but consume up to 6 standard drinks per week. Depending on the type of adult beverage you consume, a regular drink in the United States typically contains 14 grams of pure alcohol, or roughly 0.6 fluid ounces. In order to compare the effects of light and high alcohol use clearly, moderate drinkers were not included in the study, according to King. People might overlap, and we didn't want to confuse the distinction, she said. The second group in the study consisted of heavy social drinkers, who were characterized as those who consumed a minimum of 10 drinks per week and engaged in 1 to 5 alcohol binges per month. The third group of drinkers consisted of those who often binged on at least 1/3 or more days per month and satisfied the criteria for alcohol consumption disorder, 28 or more drinks per week for males and 21 for women. In their daily lives, this group averaged 38.7 drinks per week, compared to 2.5 drinks per week for light drinkers and about 20 drinks for heavy drinkers, King added. Members of this group also had to meet other requirements for alcohol use disorder, such as being unable to cut back on consumption, drinking despite conflict with family and friends, and getting into dangerous circumstances. 1 drink was equivalent to up to 5 drinks. Subjects in all 3 groups were evaluated twice, once with alcohol and once with a placebo that mimicked alcohol. But each time, it was disclosed to the study subjects that they might receive a placebo, a stimulant, a depressive, or alcohol. The intoxicating beverage was a flavor-infused mixed drink with 190 proof grain alcohol that was weight-based to balance the alcohol's effects on different body types. Women were given a dose that was 85% of what was given to men, since they have a different alcohol metabolism than men and are more likely to become drunk. Didier stated that the amount of alcohol in a drink was similar to 4 to 5 beers, which results in breathalyzer readings between 0.08 and 0.09%, which is the legal limit for driving while intoxicated. Alcohol levels were checked both before and after the beverage was consumed at various intervals. Participants were questioned at 30 and 180-minute intervals regarding their level of impairment, which ranged from "not at all" to "extremely." Before drinking and after every half-hour interval, participants also completed 2 activities that tested their ability to think clearly. The first involved a fine motor activity in which participants were graded on how quickly they could insert pegs into holes, and the second involved a cognitive skill test using pencil and paper. At first, the study appeared to confirm the idea that heavy drinkers could tolerate higher amounts without becoming impaired. Lighter drinkers felt drowsy and exhausted at 30 minutes, while heavy drinkers and individuals with alcohol use disorders had no trouble with the cognitive test, according to King. When questioned, neither heavy drinkers nor people with alcohol use disorders reported feeling impaired. However, especially around the 30-minute mark, both of those groups performed equally poorly on the task of inserting pegs in holes. Didler added, "We observed that all the groups were equally impaired at 30 minutes after consuming alcohol." According to King, those with alcohol use disorders will drink significantly more fast and heavily, even though the amount of alcohol used in the trial was sufficient to push all participants over the legal limit. Researchers offered another drink to 60 participants with alcohol use disorders to test if those with the disorder would be impaired at greater alcohol concentrations that more closely resembled their regular intake. This beverage had an alcohol content of 190 proof, which is the same as 7 to 8 normal cocktails. The study discovered that patients with alcohol use disorders had 50% more mental and motor impairment at the higher dose than they did at the lower dose. They also took more than 3 hours to return to their baseline performance level. Didier remarked, "What this study does is highlight the boundaries of tolerance. That's a crucial lesson to learn. Even if you have a lot of drinking experience, it doesn't mean you're not impaired."
And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of our journey into the surprising world of heavy drinking and cognitive performance. I hope you found this video both enlightening and thought-provoking. It's incredible how our perceptions can be challenged by scientific evidence. The notion that heavy drinkers possess superior cognitive abilities after a night of binging seems to be nothing more than a myth. Remember, it's always important to question popular beliefs and seek out the truth for ourselves. So, let's quickly recap the key takeaways from today's exploration. Heavy drinkers do not exhibit improved cognitive abilities compared to light drinkers after binge drinking. The idea of liquid confidence and enhanced performance is debunked by scientific research. Alcohol's impact on our brain can have detrimental effects on cognitive functions, impairing memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. thank you so much for joining us on this enlightening journey. We hope this video has sparked curiosity and prompted you to reassess some common misconceptions. If you enjoyed this content and want to stay updated on our future explorations, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Remember, responsible drinking is always the key. Stay hydrated, make informed choices, and take care of your mind and body, if you want to dive deeper into the fascinating world of psychology and science. Check out some of our other thought-provoking videos right here. And as always, we welcome your comments, feedback, and suggestions for future topics. Until next time, my curious comrades, keep seeking knowledge, questioning assumptions, and embracing the wonders of the human mind. Stay tuned for more mind-blowing content. Cheers!